Mississippi was hit by a tornado outbreak last night, and this morning thousands of families are waking up with no home. 14 tornadoes have been confirmed across southern Mississippi. At least 17 people were injured and more than 300 homes are damaged. And as of right now, more than 19,000 customers across the state are still without power this Friday morning. Interstate 55, one of the main arteries through the Deep South, was partially shut down overnight for debris removal. Here is what makes this outbreak so significant. It all happened in darkness. Tornadoes after sunset in May in Mississippi. The main storm system is moving east this morning, but it is not done. A tornado watch is still active for parts of the southeast right now. The same stalled weather system that produced last night's outbreak is still producing heavy rain and flash flooding across the Gulf Coast. So if you are in southern Alabama, the Florida Panhandle, or southwest Georgia, this broadcast is directly for you, and I need you to stay right here. All right, let's start by being completely clear about what happened last night, because the full picture matters for understanding today's threat. On Wednesday evening, May 6th, the Storm Prediction Center, the SPC, the federal agency that tracks severe weather nationally, had issued an enhanced risk of severe weather. That is a level 3 out of 5, and level 3 means supercells. Level 3 means tornadoes. Level 3 means organized destruction. A supercell, for anyone not familiar, is not just a big thunderstorm. It is a rotating thunderstorm with a persistent, organized spin at its core. Supercells are the storms that produce the most violent tornadoes on Earth, and Wednesday night across central and western Mississippi, that is exactly what happened. The National Weather Service in Jackson issued a tornado emergency, not a warning, an emergency for Boone, Meadville, McCall Creek, Brookhaven, and Bogue Chitto. A tornado emergency is the highest urgency alert the NWS issues for tornadoes. It means a confirmed large and violent tornado is on the ground right now. At 7:09 p.m. Central Time, a confirmed destructive tornado was observed near Meadville, moving east at 50 miles per hour toward I-55 and Brookhaven. At 7:59 p.m., a second large tornado was confirmed near Enterprise, northeast of Brookhaven, moving east at 35 miles per hour through Lincoln County. Across 6 counties, Lincoln, Franklin, Adams, Lamar, Pike, and Walthall, damage reports flooded in throughout the night. In Lamar County, the city of Purvis was hit directly. Officials reported homes with roofs torn off and cars completely crushed, and the county EMA building itself took damage. In Bogue Chitto, drone video showed extensive damage to a trailer home community, and at least 12 people from the Wash Trailer Park were transported for injuries. In Franklin County near Garden City, multiple homes were destroyed and several residents were temporarily trapped by debris and downed trees. As of this morning, the National Weather Service has damage survey crews heading into the field to assess the strength of each confirmed tornado. EF ratings, the enhanced Fujita scale, which measures tornado intensity from EF0 to EF5, have not yet been officially assigned as of this broadcast. We will not speculate on those numbers. What we know for certain is that tornado debris signatures were confirmed on NWS radar for multiple storms. A tornado debris signature, or TDS, appears on radar when a tornado is lofting actual debris into the air, and that is confirmation of a violent ground scraping tornado. Now, here's where we stand this morning, Friday, May 8th. The peak of the outbreak is over, but the system is not gone. The Storm Prediction Center's current outlook for Friday shows a slight risk of severe weather, and that is a level 2 out of 5. Level 2 is not level 3. The catastrophic setup from Wednesday night has moved east, but slight risk does not mean all clear, and I want to be very clear about that. Slight risk this morning is centered over southeast Alabama, the Florida Panhandle, Dothan, Pensacola, Panama City, Tallahassee, and into southwest Georgia. That corridor is where scattered severe storms capable of damaging winds and a couple of tornadoes remain possible today. Surrounding that core, a marginal risk, which is level 1, covers a broader area including South Georgia, the Carolinas, and portions of northern Florida. Weather Prediction Center, the WPC, which handles national precipitation forecasting, issued its short-range discussion at 3:55 p.m. Thursday for today's period. They say areas from southeastern Texas to the Florida Panhandle can expect 1 to 2 inches of additional rainfall today, with locally 3+ inch totals possible in the most persistent storm corridors. That rain is concentrated across Louisiana and southern Mississippi, and it is still falling right now. That rainfall on top of already saturated ground from last night's storms means flash flooding is an active and serious threat this morning. Hail was confirmed at 2.75 inches in diameter. That is close to baseball sized in Waugh, Alabama and Tucker, Mississippi during Wednesday night's storms. Today's storms, while fewer in number and less organized than Wednesday, are still capable of producing large hail and wind gusts of 40 to 60 miles per hour. Now let's talk about what else is happening in today's broader weather picture, because there are two other things worth your attention. First, Hartsfield, Jackson, Atlanta has faced repeated weather-related delays this week. If you are flying through Atlanta today, check your airline app before heading to the airport. Second, transportation across southern Mississippi remains disrupted, with multiple roads in Lincoln and surrounding counties still blocked by debris. Emergency management officials in Lincoln County specifically asked the public, please do not drive into damaged areas for sightseeing. Let the crews do their work. If you have no reason to be in Brookhaven, Bogue Chitto, or Purvis today, stay out. This is not an inconvenience request. This is a public safety request. All right, let's do a region by region current conditions breakdown going west to east, covering the areas still in this system's path today. Louisiana, New Orleans and Baton Rouge are in the marginal risk zone, and you can expect continued showers and isolated thunderstorms through the day. The I-10 corridor from Baton Rouge east to New Orleans saw heavy rain overnight. Low-lying areas may still have standing water, and you should not attempt flooded roads. Shreveport in the northwest is mostly behind the system today, lingering cloud cover and scattered rain, but the severe threat is essentially past. A IPI. This is the aftermath zone this morning. The storms are gone, but the damage and the disruption are very real. Southbound lanes of I-55 were temporarily closed overnight, so confirm road conditions through MDOT, the Mississippi Department of Transportation, before you travel today. More than 19,000 customers are without power as of this morning, and utility crews are working, but restoration in heavily damaged areas will take time. Governor Tate Reeves confirmed Thursday that roads remain closed and shelters are open to displaced families across the affected counties. If you are in Lincoln, Franklin Lamar, Adams, Pike, or Walthall County and need shelter, official emergency shelters are open. Please use them. Alabama, Southeast Alabama, centered around Dothan, is in the slight risk zone today, and scattered strong to severe storms remain possible through the afternoon. Primary hazards in Southeast Alabama today are damaging wind gusts and an isolated tornado, not the outbreak level threat of Wednesday, but real and worth watching. A tornado watch was active for southern Alabama through 9 a.m. this morning. Confirm with your local NWS office whether that watch remains active in your county right now. Further north, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Huntsville. You are behind the main threat today, so expect rain and reduced visibility, but much lower severe risk than Wednesday. Flash flood warnings were active for several Alabama counties overnight, so check local road conditions before commuting this morning and do not drive into standing water. Florida Panhandle and Southwest Georgia. This is where today's most active threat is concentrated, with a slight risk in effect through the morning and early afternoon. Dothan, Pensacola, Panama City, Tallahassee, and communities along the I-10 corridor through the Panhandle, you are in the slight risk area today. The NWS office in Tallahassee issued a key message at 9:23 p.m. Thursday. A marginal risk for severe weather is forecast for Friday afternoon across much of the Panhandle. Some severe potential also extends into southwest Georgia, with damaging wind gusts of 40 to 60 miles per hour and a tornado or two possible. If you are outdoors in the Panhandle today, keep an eye on the sky, and if a severe thunderstorm warning is issued for your county, get indoors immediately. Gorgia, the Atlanta metro and central Georgia are in the marginal zone where isolated strong storms are possible, but widespread severe weather is not expected today. A radar-confirmed tornado was reported northwest of Noonan, Georgia during Thursday morning storms. That system has moved through and the threat there has diminished. Carolinas, the marginal risk extends into the Carolinas today with isolated strong storms and gusty winds possible, but the overall threat is limited. Now, the hour-by-hour outlook for the areas still facing active weather today, primarily the Florida Panhandle and southeast Alabama. Right now, early Friday morning, the tornado watch is winding down or has recently expired for the Panhandle and southern Alabama. Ongoing showers and embedded thunderstorms are still tracking east through the Panhandle corridor, with strong wind gusts possible with any cell moving through. If you are in Pensacola or Panama City right now and thunderstorms are overhead, stay off the roads until that cell passes. Lightning and gusty winds are real hazards. Late morning, 9 a.m. to noon, the tornado watch has ended or will end. Storm coverage becomes more scattered and the threat becomes more isolated. Daytime heating will begin to add some instability to an already moist environment. And this is the window where isolated severe cells could still develop. CAPE, that stands for convective available potential energy. The atmosphere's stored energy for thunderstorm development is running around 1,000 to 500 joules per kilogram across the Panhandle this morning. That is enough to support strong organized cells, not the explosive 2,000 to 4,000 values we had Wednesday, but enough to produce wind damage and hail. Afternoon, noon to 4 p.m. This is the peak window for any remaining severe weather across the Florida Panhandle and southwest Georgia. Scattered storms are expected to develop along and ahead of the frontal boundary, and the strongest could produce wind gusts of 50 to 60 miles per hour and small to moderate hail. An isolated tornado cannot be ruled out in the Panhandle during this window. If a tornado warning is issued for your county, go to your safe room immediately. A safe room means the lowest floor of a sturdy building, an interior room away from all windows, not a vehicle, not a mobile home, a sturdy structure. Late afternoon into evening, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., storm coverage decreases as the frontal boundary continues pushing east and southeast. The severe threat for the Panhandle diminishes through the late afternoon. Rain will continue, but the organized severe window is closing. For Mississippi and Alabama, already behind the system by this point, expect lingering clouds, patchy rain, and deteriorating travel conditions in storm-damaged areas. Overnight Friday into Saturday, the front pushes further offshore, and the rainfall threat continues along the Gulf Coast as the system weakens. The NWS office in Tallahassee noted that another round of showers and thunderstorms is possible on Saturday, especially across the Alabama and Georgia counties. Saturday does not appear to carry the same severe potential as Wednesday's outbreak. A strong storm or two cannot be ruled out, but this is not a repeat setup. All right, let's talk about the extended outlook and what comes next for the southeast over the next several days. Saturday, May 9th, continued rain for the Alabama and Georgia counties as another frontal impulse moves through, but this is not a major severe weather day. Rainfall totals from now through Monday are expected to range from 1 to 3 inches across southeast Alabama and southwest Georgia per the NWS Tallahassee office. For Mississippi and central Alabama, the focus on Saturday is recovery, not new weather threats, but watch out for additional runoff on already saturated soil. Sunday, May 10th, the WPC's extended forecast shows the front pushing further east, with drying beginning to return to the western portions of the region. Temperatures will trend below seasonal average across the central U.S. as cooler air fills in behind the departing system through the weekend. Monday through Tuesday, May 11th and 12th, the WPC is watching a new surface low deepening across the Central Plains, which is a fresh weather maker worth watching. Gulf moisture will begin to return northward ahead of this system, and the SPC has flagged a potential marginal to slight risk for parts of Texas and the southeast. I want to be transparent here. Confidence at 5-day range is low. We are watching a signal, not a certainty, so keep checking back as this develops. Wednesday through Thursday and 14th, the WPC's extended discussions, an amplified pattern tied to a closed low anchored over eastern Canada. A series of frontal passages will bring additional rounds of showers and thunderstorms to the central and eastern U.S., and flash flood concerns may reemerge if Gulf moisture intensifies. At this range, 6 to 7 days out, specific placement of severe weather risk is not something any forecast agency is confident about yet, and we will keep watching. One thing I do want to emphasize going forward, the atmosphere has been remarkably active in this La Nina to El Nino transition year. AccuWeather meteorologists warned in their 2026 seasonal outlook that flash flooding and damaging wind would be the headline threats this season. The tornado outbreak in Mississippi is a reminder that all the traditional hazards remain on the table and that severe weather does not always read the forecast. Stay prepared, stay informed, stay connected to your local NWS office. These events are not theoretical. They happened 2 nights ago to real communities. Before I go, here are the most important action items for anyone in the southeast right now, broken down by where you are this morning. If you are in Mississippi in a damaged area, do not go home if your structure has been compromised. Use official shelter locations and call 911 for assistance. If you are in southeast Alabama or the Florida Panhandle, the slight risk is active, so have your weather app open and safe before storms arrive. If you are driving anywhere in the affected region today, do not drive through flooded or debris-covered roads. Turn around, don't drown. If you are in a mobile home anywhere in the current risk zone today, have a plan to reach a sturdy structure if warnings are issued, and do not wait until the last minute. All data in this video comes directly from the National Weather Service, the Storm Prediction Center, the Weather Prediction Center, and NOAA. Additional reporting from Fox Weather, CBS News, the Associated Press, and official statements from Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves and MEMA. If this breakdown helped you understand what is happening across the southeast today, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. We post updates whenever the forecast changes significantly, and with a system like this still moving, that matters. Our thoughts are with every family in Mississippi waking up this morning without power, without their home, or still waiting on news about damage to their community. Stay safe out there. Southeast recovery is going to take time, but we are going to get through this. We'll see you in the next one.